Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so today we are going to talk to you about the art of storytelling. And in storytelling is probably the most important thing you can do for your doTERRA business is to tell stories. And it's a powerful thing because that's how people, really relate to you. So today we're going to start with the foundational story, and it is just entitled My Story. And so we're going to go through the outline and how you write your 2-minute story. And it's just a quick story. It's a conversational story. It's a way to relate to people, and it's a way to get them to relate to you. So let's go to the next slide. And so there are basically 5 presentations every network marketer should perfect. And we will go through those and let you guys know what those are. But the first one is the foundational story, and that's your story, and that's your 2-minute story that we're going to help you develop today. And then you'll get to a point where you write it, practice it, know it forwards and backwards, and then you record it. And then you just tell everybody that you come in contact with your story. And then there's the business opportunity story. There's the getting started and onboarding story, skills training, and then your signature talk. But today we're going to we're going to start at the foundation of that pyramid, and we're going to just talk about how we develop our 2-minute stories.
Well, what I'd like to say about that is that, when Larry and I took a class on network marketing and how to polish up your skill set. And I had no idea really that your story and how important it is. And when we're talking about, like Suzanne's going to go through and talk about your why and dream boarding and all this kind of stuff, and that all fits so tightly together. It's just incredible. I was talking to Sager earlier today. He had a couple testimonials that people were talking about how the oils were impacting their life. That is all stories. People don't like to be told things, they relate to in the matter of a story. And so when we were taking this class, we realized that when we broke it down to different levels and different understanding of as you grow into a leader and you grow into becoming um, higher up in the leadership roles, all these kinds of positions of what you're talking about are going to be very critical or very important to fine tune on your stories. And everything you do, the more stories you tell, the more impactful you'll be. And so get good at telling your stories and be mindful of all the different stories that are out there, like what my story is, what Larry's story is. So you can steal our stories. When you're talking to somebody, you can say, our upline Becky, she had a terrible stomach problem, blah, blah, blah. And you can share that story and people can relate to it. So yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, be like Becky said, be a collector of stories so you can, because that's how people relate to things. Um, they won't remember, you giving them a bunch of facts about the oils and stuff like that. What they're going to relate to, what they're going to remember is how you relate it to them and in the story you told. Yeah, so it is the most powerful thing you can do to accelerate your business.
Definitely. Okay.
So facts tell, stories sell. So be a collector of stories, start a journal. That's a great idea, is to start a journal on stories and testimonials, so that you don't forget them, so that you can refer to them, and so they come to your memory more quickly. And borrow other people's stories. I certainly have. I mean, I've used Suzanne's story too to other people that suffer from allergy issues.
So I think that when we were growing up, as many of you are teachers and a study of the Bible and whatnot, the Bible is all stories. And so people can relate to the stories. And so as a little child, we are always being taught read books and read stories, storytelling. There's always storytelling, right, Suzanne? You probably told lots of stories as a school teacher. And people can really connect that way. So um, I've often my way of being a boss at a print shop was always to tell people what they had to do. But if you can inspire people, like what's there for them, what could happen if this went this way, and relate it to a story, then they can actually really take it on as their own intuition, as their own mindset, instead of me telling them what they need to do. It's not very inspiring.
No, it's not. And even if you're an analytical thinker, like I think more analytical than Becky does, and I like facts and stuff like that, but I don't tend to remember them as well as I would if you told me a story about, you know, the struggles you may have gone through and how you conquered them and how you feel now. So that would make more an impact on me and everyone because it hits me on a more emotional level.
Okay.
So your 2-minute story and your why. And so, we relate it back to our business here in doTERRA. And, what's our story about how we were impacted by the oils? And it doesn't have to be extraordinary. It doesn't have to be a life-saving issue or it turned your life completely around. Ordinary is better because we're all just, we all go through life in an ordinary way and deal with what we have to deal with and we're just moving through life. So, relating our story as how it occurs for us is really impactful. And once we get into how we construct our stories and how we deliver our stories is really going to be the most beneficial thing we can do, like I said, to accelerate our business. So yeah, do you want to tell your story?
You want me to tell my story?
I do want you to tell your
Who wants
story.
me to tell my story?
So we're going to let Becky start with her story,
Ah!
and then we'll just go through the outline of the story, and we'll kind of break it down.
Yeah, so maybe as you guys listen to my story, kind of think about what points that I'm covering as I'm telling it, and then we're going to go through, like Larry said, and look at it. So, hello, my name is Becky, and let me tell you, I have a story to tell you about me. Larry and I owned a print shop for over 28 years, and we loved doing what we did. We loved actually creating logos, doing graphic design, marketing for businesses, and it was so fun to see our customers excel in their business and make lots of money and a difference in our community. But there was a big problem, and that problem is that our business was extremely stressful, and it was affecting my health. And one day I remember I was taking an order over the phone. I picked up the phone and was talking to the customer. And all of a sudden, when I hung up the phone, I could not remember who I was talking to. I could not remember what their name was or what the order was. And I almost started crying because I realized that, my health has been deteriorating for a long time. I wasn't able to eat the foods that I loved and enjoyed. I wasn't sleeping at night. And I had brain fog that just would not, I mean, I just could not focus and function anymore. And as a business owner, that did not work. So I remember one morning when I was just having a really bad day, I prayed. I got down on my knees and prayed to God, please help me. I can't live my life like this anymore. I know that I have so much more inside me that you gave me to give to the world and then I can make a difference. And I know this is not it. And open my ears, open my eyes so I can see what you want for me. And very weak, my friend Cindy came in the shop and she walked in with a bottle of digestion oil. And she said, Becky, I have something. I know you have gut issues. I have something I would like you to try. And she showed me the bottle of essential oil and I said, "What's that?" And she goes, "It's essential oils. You just rub some on your stomach and, let me know what it does." And I looked at her and I said, "There's no way a little stupid bottle of essential oil is going to help me because I've been doctoring my whole life and the doctors are not able to help me. Why would that help?" And then I realized, wait a minute, this might be my answer. Nothing else was helping me. Why wouldn't this help? Or why wouldn't you try this? So I went ahead and I said, I trust you, Cindy. I will give it a try. And oh my God, it made a huge difference. It brings tears to my eyes when I think about it because my life was really going downhill, and I saw that there was hope for me again. There was an answer for me. My stomach was feeling so much better. I was starting to sleep at night. I was starting to feel better. My brain fog was clearing, and there was hope, right? And then, as my health really increased and got better and over oh my gosh, we realized that running this print shop was going to continue killing me, or maybe we need to sell our business and actually bring God's message to the world with these beautiful essential oils and help stop the suffering. We don't want people to be struggling anymore. We want to create opportunity, empower people for their wealth, their health, and their finances. And so here we are today sharing these beautiful essential oils to all these amazing people all over the world. In India, we're so excited to come meet you someday. So thank you. That's our
Okay.
story.
So good. That's good. And it is a story that, well, people can relate to, and that people can remember, because you had a lot of struggle in there and it had some emotion to it. And that's really, how we connect and how we remember people. And so we can go in and kind of break down the four elements of your story and in how it works. So the first element of your story is your background. So she gave you a little bit of her background. She was a print shop owner. She did it for a long time, but it was a very stressful. It was a very stressful thing for her to do,
All
and
right, done.
over the years, it started to affect her health. And so she developed her pain. And then the second part of the story is going to be your pain. And so the pain is what were some of the things you do or do not like, whether it was your work or the pain that the work may have been causing you. And then what were you suffering from, if you were suffering from anything. And so and you want to keep it to just three things, not more than three things. You can talk about, like Becky did. She talked about the stress, the time it took, and then what she was suffering from was her digestive issues, and what that pain was causing her.
Yeah, you don't want to do more, like too many, because people aren't going to remember
Yeah, you
all
want to
that.
keep it to no more than three.
I mean, I could have listed 20 things.
She could have got very detailed, but
Yeah.
you want to keep it just highlight, two or three things, not four or five.
And I picked out the things that most people can connect with. Like brain fog was something that I just thought I was just getting older and not being able to have good memory, but a lot of people can relate to that. Maybe not so many people can relate to my stomach issue. Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you learn things as you go. And then the third thing was the solution. The one day her friend walked into the shop and introduced her to doTERRA digestion oil. And so that was the moment that she got introduced to the oils, and that was the moment that things changed for her. And then the fourth thing was, um, you know, how it was solved, and how does she feel about things now, in her plans for the future, and how inspired she is now. And so those are really the four elements of developing your story. And so what you're going to want to do is think about, your background's very easy. Um, Now, your pain points may be something very, very ordinary. For me, my pain points was I just wasn't sleeping through the night, and I suffered from heartburn. So those were my major pain points that I had before I got this before I was introduced to the solution. And once I got the solution, things changed for me, and I felt much more positive and much more excited, and it was much easier to share. And so you're going to write your story out. You're going to practice your story. And then we want you to record your story. Just record it on your phone, watch it, and then you're going to want to perfect it. And we're actually going to ask you guys to go ahead and post your story on our Facebook group page. So it's going to be So that's going to be your assignment this week is go ahead, today and start writing your story. Practice your story, time yourself, make sure it's 2 minutes, not too much longer. And then go ahead and record your story and then post it on the Facebook page. And then you're going to be ready to tell your story with everyone and anyone, including our classes.
You want to practice it every day,
Yeah,
every day.
every day.
And this 2-minute story is in every other presentation that we were showing in the beginning. So you're always going to be bringing this up. You're always going to be, and it's never going to be perfect at first, right? We don't want it perfect,
No,
right?
no.
You don't, people can't relate to perfection. Like the people who have the really amazing stories that are like incredible, like they, I'm going to exaggerate, but like they got brought back from life or something, no, nobody can relate to that. People can relate to like simple ones like allergies, even though allergies are a lot of people suffer from allergies, or heartburn. A lot of people suffer from heartburn, so those simple ones are so much easier for people to connect with. And like you guys had mentioned, a lot of people have diabetes, so there's a lot of different things. Sager was on our call earlier today, and he was talking about some testimonials he found on Facebook. You can, if you don't have like a story, that is just totally fine. Steal it from someone else.
Yeah, borrow things
Yeah.
because it's very, I mean, like you said, an ordinary story is best, because we all, work a lot, have a lot of stress in our life, and it's how we relate to that and how we tell about that. And then, that's our pain. And the solution is, we got introduced to the oils and they provided us, some solutions and some relief.
So basically, the best trained person who does this wins, meaning we all have the ability to be amazing at telling stories. Like we've been telling stories since we were little kids. And so the more you really start focusing on telling stories and telling and talking about things, of course you want them to be truthful. You don't want to, lie in your story, but you want to be authentic. You want to be real, and you want to be just like you're talking to somebody across the table from you, and just really make it so that you have all the points in there that people can relate to. So anything else you want to say about it?
We can go back to that. I love that Maya Angelou quote that was back there. And
Mhm.
Maya Angelou was a famous American poet, and she said, "People will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel." And that's so true. Stories are emotion, and we relate to emotion.
Yeah. Any questions, you guys? So everybody's pretty quiet. I wanted to just go through and just kind of give you a quick little brief overview about onboarding presentation. So when you're talking to people, you start talking about welcome to your team, and you're going to start telling about the story and how much of a difference it made in your life, and being able to go through. This is a presentation that we would like to talk about down the road, and it's just very impactful. And then your signature story. Your signature story has your story in it, and this will be when you guys become like the founders of India. You'll be up on stage one day and you'll be talking about your story. Why is it so, like, why you came to doTERRA? And as you grow in the doTERRA family, no kidding, Suzanne can tell this too, is that I hear more and more miracles that are being made, more and more people that we are touching, and the stories just get just so incredible. And so Larry said earlier, write a journal, write these stories down and get present to them, because so many people, you're changing and going to be changing so many people's lives, and that impact that you're going to be making. So think big. Think about what it'll be like when you're on stage telling your story. And we just finished doing the leadership conference last week, and all these leaders were telling their story. Every single one of them told their story. There must have been 100 different leaders that got on that conference and talked about things. So this is really exciting. It's something that um, think about and start polishing. And we would love to see. your stories on Facebook. So please,
Yeah, so don't forget the homework is it's very important to write out your 2-minute story. It's very important that you practice it. It's very important that you record it, and it's very important that you post it. So those simple things. And if you needed those elements or the outline to write your story, you can go ahead and refer back to this. Or if you want us to just get it to you, we can.
we also practice in front of a mirror.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Practice in front of your spouse. He's the most critical.
You can always just turn the phone on and do it yourself, watch it, you know, delete it, do it again. I did that many times. I can't tell you how many times I wrote it, changed little things, practiced it, did it again,
Yeah.
practiced it, did it again.
And if you put it in the Facebook business page, so Suzanne has her Facebook business page for her team. We have ours for our team. Post it in there and be open for some tips and some guidelines because this is a safe community. We want the best for you. And sometimes maybe if it was something that you're stuck on, we can give you some tips and some guidance on how to polish it a little differently. And so be open to that. And that's really, you guys, this is a safe place, so we just really encourage that. So okay, Suzanne, we're going to go ahead and turn it over to you.
Thank you so much. That was powerful. That was really inspiring. I just I took a snapshot of one of the slides because I wanted to comment on it. You guys, this is really critical what Becky and Larry were explaining to learn how to tell your story. And when I first started in doTERRA, I didn't have a story, but my son had a story, and he's the one who recruited me. And so for a while, I used his story until I had my own, right? And now, oh my goodness, I have so many stories that you can't shut me up, if I get going on my stories. But I think one of the things that they put on one of these slides that I really loved is this. It says, write your 2-minute story. You guys write it down. Write it down, like they said. Then practice your 2-minute story. Like they said, practice it in front of the mirror. Practice it to your spouse. Practice it to your kid. Practice saying it. I remember practicing when I was driving to, like my first class that I was ever going to teach. And I remember just the whole way, it was a 45-minute drive. And I just practiced out loud. I just talked out loud in the car the whole entire way. But again, this 2-minute story, then record it so you can see how it sounds. And then just do it over and over again until you feel comfortable doing it. The other thing is keep it to 2 minutes, like they said. Don't make it 4, 5, 6 minutes or you lose people. They go, oh my goodness, they're going on and on and on. Keep it to 2 minutes. I mean, maybe your stories, you can do it in a minute and a half, and then you want to tell enough details that it creates curiosity, because somebody would go, oh my goodness, how could a little bottle of some kind of oil help her really chronic digestive issues? I want to know more about that because I have that, or my husband has digestive issues, or if there's digestive issues, there must be other things that these oils can help with. So tell enough details to create curiosity, but don't just go on and on and on. Make it concise, make it short. I just really thought that was powerful, really powerful.
Yeah,
So now,
and
go ahead.
to be a collector of the stories like your story. If I told my story and someone said, "Hey, guy, I have allergy issues," and I was going, "Guy, I could tell Suzanne's story in 30 seconds about how she relieved her allergy issues, and that would give that person like, oh, I need those oils."
Yeah, and the more people you hear, I mean, I have stories about emotional health. I have stories about digestive health. I mean, those aren't mine. Those are other people's. I have my own stories about my allergies. I have my husband's stories. I mean, I have so many stories now. I can just pull them out of my pocket and share whatever needs people have. I have a story that I can share. So you'll do that as well, but create your own. Anyway, I thought that was really powerful. Okay, the next thing we're going to talk about, you guys, is vision boards. And before I share my screen, let me go ahead and share my screen. So you can look at this while you listen to me. I can share my screen, right? Let me see here.
Should be able to.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Okay, so For me, I'd never done a vision board before in my whole entire life. Never. And when I first kind of heard about vision boards, I was a big scrapbooker, meaning that I really love to make scrapbooks because I have 5 children. And as my children were growing up, they were going through school, doing all kinds of things in their lives. And so I had always wanted to keep a record for them so that when they got big, when they grew up, they would be able to look back in these scrapbooks and see all these things about their growing up years. And to this day, they are so grateful that I did this. But I had never done a vision board for myself, right? I'd never created this. And so when I came into doTERRA and I heard about doing vision boards, I kind of thought, oh, that's a little bit hokey, or I don't really need to do that. And then I was challenged by Natalie Goddard, who's a couple levels above me. But she's just a powerful leader in doTERRA, and she was teaching a class, and she talked about the power of vision boards. And so I started to take it a little more seriously. And so I created a vision board. And this was like, I want to say 7 years ago. I created a vision board that has been on the door of my office for all these years. And I've never changed it, and I've never done anything with it. And almost all of the things have come to pass, like in my vision board. Not everything, because some things, are kind of lifelong processes, but almost everything had come to pass. And so when I was going to do this little presentation on vision boards, my husband said, Suzanne, you've got to update your vision board. And so last night we sat down together and we pulled out all kinds of pictures from magazines. And so I kind of want to take you through the steps of what a vision board is, what it can do for you, what the power of a vision board is, because I think it's important for each person to do a vision board. Now, this is an optional assignment, okay? It's not a requirement, but it will help you to be a better leader. So let me just change the view here on my screen.
I have a question. I would like to see in the chat who all has a vision board. So if anybody,
yeah, we did a launch clear last summer with people, and one of the assignments, I'm going to share some of those with you, but one of the assignments was to create a vision board. So I would love to know too, who actually has a vision board.
Annalise says yes.
I'm going to get mine.
Yes, because she created one.
Every
Okay, let me go to this next slide. Let me just talk to you. Becky mentioned about finding your why. Now, there's a lot of words on this slide, but I just want to talk a little bit about your why. If you don't have a why and you just go through life every day and you don't really have a specific purpose for why you're living the way you're living and why you're doing the things you're doing and how you're spending your time, you can really go around in circles a lot, right? And so each person kind of needs to define their why, and it's not necessarily just one thing. It might be you might have several whys. I mean, I do, right? I have whys for why I'm doing doTERRA. Let's mute people who are muted. I have whys within my family. I have a lot of different whys, and so you want to think about what is it that really means the most to you. What inspires you? What motivates you? Maybe it's something that you've wanted to become your whole life. Maybe it's a person who inspires you. Maybe it's a dream that you've had of accomplishing something. Whatever it is for you, it needs to be personal, your why. And so the whole idea behind a vision board is to kind of fill your vision boards with things that represent your why, your most important dreams and goals and purposes, okay? So we're going to dig a little bit deeper into this. So when you think about a vision board, you think, okay, well, what exactly is a vision board and why do I want to create one? So a vision board is a collage of images and words to kind of express what is most important to you and to express this why. And you want to put it in a prominent place. So the images on this collage is going to constantly remind you and motivate you of what your priorities are in life, your goals and your dreams, and the vision for your future. Okay, we don't usually do a vision board about our past, although you can. That's kind of what a scrapbook is. It's like a memorial about your past, but a vision board is what you hope and want for your future. Okay, so I think it's just so important. And so as you think about these things, you'll know what you want to put on your vision board. And let me just tell you, well, let me just tell you that when you create a vision board, it doesn't have to be, I mean, it can be on, I like to do them on poster boards that are, like this big, because then I can just cut and paste and that kind of thing. But you can put them in a notebook. You can create a vision in a notebook. You can do it on just a piece of printer paper. You can do it online. You can create something on Photoshop or Canva, and you can do it online. You can do it however you want to do it. Okay. But what's really important is that you speak your truth on this vision board, and that you think about, so for example, right now, think about, what do you want to manifest in 2021, or what do you want to manifest over the next 5 years? So we've all heard that, the saying that says, if you have a goal and you don't have a plan, then it's just a wish, right? But sometimes that, figuring out how that plan is going to unfold can kind of seem overwhelming. And so that's what a vision board does. It's kind of just a creative way that helps you to start reaching your goals by first figuring out what you really want. And, my vision board is going to be really different than yours. My vision board is different than Larry and Becky's because it has what I want on it. Okay. And nobody can tell anybody else what should be on their vision board. But you do want to establish that clear why, and then you want to be reminded every single day. So I love this quote. This is one of my first quotes, and my husband and I talk about this all the time. Stephen R. Covey was a really well-known, famous businessman. He just passed away a couple of years ago. He was from Utah. I actually had a class from him when I was at the university. He was a phenomenal person and a really successful businessman. And he really was a big promoter of network marketing. I really love that about him. And he if you haven't read this book, if you don't have this book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, this is one of my very most favorite books ever. And the second habit that he talks about is to, when you're planning and preparing with things, always begin with the end in mind. What do you want to accomplish? What do you want it to look like when you get there? What is your ultimate goal? Have that vision first. If you just go, oh, well, today I want to da 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 da. Well, where do you want those steps to lead you? What's the final outcome that you want? So I really love this. Begin with the end in mind. And when you're creating a vision board, you think about that too. You think about, what are my lifelong dreams? Why am I doing this? What's important to me? As I said, what are those priorities? So let's just go through 5 quick steps of creating a vision board. Okay. The first question that you want to do, the first thing you want to do is you want to ask yourself important questions. Okay, so why are you doing a doTERRA business? Are you doing it to earn money? Are you doing it because you've had a good experience with the oils? Are you doing it because you love and you want to be part of the humanitarian work that doTERRA is so involved in? What is it? Why are you involved in doTERRA? What do you want to accomplish in your business? What kind of a lifestyle do you want for your family? What's important in your life? What's most important for you? What difference do you want to make in the world? So when you think about your vision board, you think about the goals in kind of these different areas, home, work, finances, relationships, health, personal growth. And this will all help you to know what you're looking for and what you want to put on your vision board. So kind of write those things down in those areas. What do you want to accomplish? What are your hopes and dreams? Okay, so ask yourself those questions. The next thing is just to get some supplies. Go get a poster board. They cost a couple dollars. Or you can just use a piece of paper from your printer, or you can get a notebook. A piece of paper from your printer might be a little bit small. And then just get some magazines, anywhere where you can just get photos. You can print them off of the internet. wherever you want to get images that represent those priorities and those dreams and those goals. Okay. You're going to want to get, some scissors and glue if you're putting it on a poster board, or some tape. And right now, when you first start, you don't necessarily, you're not looking for exact things, but just go through some magazines or go on the internet and just whatever appeals to you, whatever you go, that is important to me. That's really what is meaningful to me. And try to just get images of what means the most to you. Okay. And then once you've got a whole bunch of images, then you kind of sort through and you kind of start putting it together. Another thing you can collect is words. What words mean a lot to you? Is it, perseverance? Maybe your word is family. Maybe your word is, helping humanity. Whatever it is, whatever words, look for words that represent. Or you can also print words out. I've done that as well. Okay, so step 4 is to kind of put your vision board together. So you can see this one on the right. I mean, they've got a lot of words here and not as many images. And you can do it that way. They still have some images as well. But obviously in this one, this is somebody who is has a doTERRA business, and they're talking about, gaining financial freedom, and they want to have enough free time to spend more, with their family. And that obviously you can see faith is important to them because they want to study the Bible every day. They want to do Diamond Club. They're talking about how this person must be a premier, because they want to get to silver, then they want to solidify silver, and then they want to reach gold. And you can see they've put check marks by things that they've accomplished, like down in the bottom, make over our bedroom. They wanted to redecorate their bedroom, and it looks like they accomplished that, right? And so you think about the things that are most important to you, get those words and those images, and then you just start putting them up on your vision board. And the best part about the vision board is that it's just a reminder. It's a daily reminder to you of what you feel are the most important things to you. And you can kind of you can use it to track your progress. You can say, I've got these things on my vision board. This is what, with my old vision board, my husband was going, you already did that, and you already did that, and you already did that. And this is the only thing that's kind of ongoing. So maybe you need to create a new one. And so we did that. And so use it to track your progress and to keep going forward. And sometimes we get down and we get discouraged and we think, oh my gosh, nothing's going right in my business, or I am having these terrible crises in my family, or, oh my gosh, I've just been so sick in my health, or wow, I'm in a financial trap I can't seem to get out of, whatever it is. Sometimes on those tough days, a vision board can just help you keep going, can help to motivate you. Okay, I wanted to show you these vision boards because when we did the launch last summer, I'm not even going to tell you who they are. Some of you all know whose yours are, that you guys that did them. But I just love these because, and I have another page of these as well, because these people these were the most important things to them. And you can see they just found pictures and put them, arranged them on these boards. And you can see what is most important to people. And for everybody, it's different, you guys. Every single person has different things that are important to them. Here's another page full of vision boards from our team. I guess one of them is going to be really obvious because it's right in the front, right? But I was talking to someone this morning and I said, would you mind if I shared your vision board? And it was this person right here. And he said, well, let me tell you a little bit why I have this person right here on my vision board. Look, it takes almost half of his vision board. And it's because it was someone who really changed his life, who was really inspiring to him, who motivated him. And maybe some of you recognize this person, but this was important to him along with all of these things. And, I would look at his vision board and I would go, oh, I wonder what this means. Oh, I don't really know what this means. I might look at this and I'm not, but guess what? He understands it. This is meaningful to him. This is his vision board and his priorities and his goals. And so you can see they're all different, you guys. Everybody's is different, but just start start doing it. So I'm going to show you mine because last night my husband and I threw this one together. And I spent, you know, a little bit of time just finding pictures. And there's nothing special about this, you guys. It's literally pictures that are ripped out and pasted on. And so this is my vision board that we just created. I mean, I've got things about doTERRA, about building our business, where I'm building my business, you know, the next rank I want to make. You can see for me, my family is my most important why and the most important thing. And everything that I do has to do with my family, really, in life. And you wouldn't even know what this means, but these mountains up here, this is where I was born and raised, and we're going to build a home up there. And, you know, this just talks about how much we love to travel, how much we like to learn, what we want to do as we get older, you know, what I still want to do. One of the things I love to do is I love books. I love reading. I love doing family history and learning about history and my own ancestors. I really love that a lot. And you can see, look, right here, I have India. You guys are on my vision board right here. And so this is just, you know, it's just so important, again, to just create your own. And that is, let me go ahead and stop sharing. And to make it your own and to make it meaningful to you and to hang it in a place where you look at it every single day and where it will be inspiring to you. So some of you already created vision boards. If you did that, I would invite you to update them, to check off the things that you've accomplished, or to adjust a little bit if you think, oh man, I set that goal and that was a little bit unrealistic. But I would invite you, just like Becky and Larry did, to share your story. I would invite all of you to share an image of your vision board on our Facebook pages, in your team chats. You know, if you dare, share it on your personal Facebook page and let people know what's important to you. You know, stand up and speak out for what is meaningful to you and what you want to accomplish in life, because you know what it will do? It will motivate and inspire other people to do the same. So that's everything that I had to talk to you about vision boards. And Becky and Larry, I know they've done vision boards. Oh, look. Okay. So go ahead and add to this if there's anything else that you want to say about this.
So
Put them on your binders.
we have this is our daily project binder where we do our journaling, we do our habit forming checklist, and we have our affirmations in here. And one of the things, after just doing the leadership class, the leadership conference, one of the people talked about the vision board as one of her talks. And she said, if you don't have foundership written down on your vision board, then what are you doing? And so I put foundership in India on my vision board. And so I think that that's something that you guys are all looking forward to, being founders. Maybe you want to do, like Suzanne said, the humanitarian projects and stuff. So very good, Suzanne. I just thought, you know, of course, you know, who doesn't want to be swimming in money? And I visualize us being on stage in India, talking to all these people, and just truly, yeah, I think it's just going to be incredible. So.
Yeah, and if you would please open your borders, we could come a lot sooner, guys.
I know. If every day 4 or 5 people ask me, when do you come to India? And I'm like, we need to put that on our vision board, Suzanne.
I know. We would have already been there a few times, wouldn't we have? We would have been there, and we just can't wait. So I'm counting on 2021 that we're going to get back to India. My Filipinos were telling me this morning, 2021 is the year to get back to Asia. So we're going to make it happen.
Awesome. Very good. Any questions, you guys?
It's how powerful that, you know, you talk about connecting emotionally when you were showing people's vision boards. I mean, you get connected to people because you're going like, wow, that's I know you better now, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I do want to just say that starting on Thursday, we're starting our new, hold on, I'm gonna exit out of this so I can pull it up. We're starting our new, what do you call it, Becky? Continuing education.
Our new series of leaders.
Yeah, our new series of leaders. And the first person to teach, and she's already been working on this, is Akansha. She is on JC's team, and they've been working on this together. And they're going to be talking about DIYs, do it yourself. So don't miss it. Invite friends. They'll do a little intro first, an intro to the oils, because we like to invite new people and we want them to know what essential oils are. So they'll do about 15 minutes of intro, and then they'll talk especially about DIYs and making things, because she has been doing these markets. Oh my goodness, she's been making all these soaps and lotions and all kinds of things, and she has been selling them in markets, and it's just beautiful. So I think you're going to be learning from somebody who's actually doing this.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm super excited about this class. We'll send the Zoom link, and go out and teach your people. You guys, it's the end of the month. So if you have any enrollments that you want to get in by the end of the month, send them to us so we can get their IDs and you can get their orders placed. The next orders, just so you know, leave Malaysia April 9th. So you're going to want to place your orders. We'll announce new promotions and different things in a few days, but you're going to want to really get those orders in at the end of this week for March, and then at the beginning of next week for April. So,
And also too, we've been having fun with coming on 10-15 minutes beforehand and doing name that oil. And I think everybody's been enjoying that. It's been kind of fun. It's a
was a lot
brain
of fun.
twister. Sager led that today. So if anybody wants to take that on and do an oil 10 minutes beforehand, to encourage people to come on beforehand so they're not coming on later, and to name that oil, I think it's a good way to get familiar with the oils more and how you can use them.
A lot of fun.
yeah, Imna Senla said COVID cases are rising in India. And yeah, I've heard that as well. She said Mumbai is going for another lockdown. And then JC just mentioned, a plug for Akansha's, I don't know if I'm saying her name right, but for her class, that she's been selling her DIY soaps, candles, chocolates, lotions at a local organic market. Yeah, and that people just love them. So, if that's something that you're interested in, or anybody who loves to make stuff, and you can make money doing that, so make sure you join us on Thursday.
Having a chocolate with peppermint is nothing better, I tell you.
Yeah.
Easter's coming up. Do you guys celebrate Easter? Yeah, sure. A lot of you celebrate Easter in India, and so it's a nice way to make some chocolate.
Yeah, we eat a lot of chocolate this week, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So don't forget your assignments this week. Your 2-minute story. Make a vision board if you don't have one.
There might be a few prizes for those who post them on Facebook, you guys, and be brave. Let's do it. Let's have some fun. And we'll look forward to seeing you on Thursday. So I'll go ahead and close this class unless there's any other questions.
Yeah, thanks everyone. I think everybody's done. Yes, 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 JC. She said mainly the Christian community in India will celebrate Easter. That's absolutely true. And happy, I don't even know how to say your holiday. Holly? How do you say the holiday that you're celebrating right now?
Holy.
Holy.
Yeah.
It's holy.
Holy.
Happy Holy.
Okay. It sounds like holy, like
Holy Easter.
yeah, I was going to say that. Yeah, holy. Okay, well, enjoy the end of your holiday celebration, and we'll see you on Thursday.
Good to see everybody. Thank you.
Bye, everybody.